Well, hello there, and this is Auntie. And I ain't got no earrings on, and that's unacceptable. If this is your first time being here, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And to all of my new subscribers, thank you all so much for joining the family. To all of my nieces and nephews who have been here with me for the long haul, thank you all so much for your continued support. I am doing my review of the 1,000 Pound Sisters, Season 2. Episode 6, There is Nothing Wrong with Jerry. Now, I have changed, okay, if you will. I have changed the title of this episode because I don't believe that there's anything wrong with Jerry. First of all, I don't know why these mofos think that it is okay for them to jump on Jerry and to accuse Jerry of enabling Tammy when Tammy weighed in at her last doctor appointment at 646 pounds. So Jerry comes for the weekend, and you all want to try to make this about Jerry as if Jerry is the reason why Tammy is fat, and Dr. Proctor gave her an 85% chance of living for the next 5 years, and y'all want to make this about Jerry because Jerry is skinny and tall and has a fast metabolism, and he's eating food that normal people eat. And so all of a sudden, y'all mofos want to try to make her weight gain and her weight retention and her eating snacks in a bag, in a big trash bag. Excuse me, about cotton freaking Jerry. We're not doing that. It's the delusion for me. It's the accusation for me. It's the not taking responsibility for me. It's everybody down for me. If I had to rate this episode, I would rate this mofo a F. How in the world are they going to accuse Jerry of being the one enabling her? Now, I know I don't usually start my reviews like this. We going into the episode, but I'm telling you, I'm so irritated with this cotton freaking episode. Always trying to blame it on the black man. Trying to make it about Jerry because Jerry can eat 4 hot dogs in one setting and not gain an ounce of a pound. And so you're not going to try to take Amy. Are you serious? You the one been taking care of your sister for what? The last 4, 5, 6, 7 years? And you mean to tell me that all of a sudden, because she getting, some little twizzle in her sizzle by Jerry Nizzle, that all of a sudden now it's Jerry fault? Yo, let's get into this damn episode before I explode. I feel like I'm about to just kirk out. Oh my goodness, I feel like I'm about to kirk out. So we watched this episode. We opened this episode with Tammy sitting on the sofa or slouched on the sofa, leaning on the sofa, barely sitting on the sofa, okay, eating up the sofa. We see Tammy, okay, and basically, she's got a Halloween basket in her hand. One of them little trick-or-treat baskets. It's Halloween time. And so I guess Halloween time must be her favorite time of the year. And Amy comes in, and they talking with the knick-knack, patty-wreck, and give a daggone dog a bone, right? About nothing. It's always about nothing. These mofos sit around and eat food, and food that a whole village can eat. Okay, they eating that in one setting. Always playing around with food. Everything that they do is about food. Oh, they made me mad this episode. So they sitting around talking about Halloween and everything. And Tammy is excited because, her boyfriend Jerry is coming. Now, allegedly, Jerry is married. But Tammy says she got to do what she got to do. Tammy met this mofo, on the internet and everything, on the Facebook group for Tammy met him on a Facebook group for big women. And he said it just was, something about the conversation and everything. So, they decided that, they was going to continue to communicate because it was just something about her, right? And so Amy is coming over to the house because, she is accustomed to, treating Tammy any kind of way. And Tammy's used to being treated any kind of way. So she treats her sister any kind of way as well. And so, she's talking, they're having a conversation about, the fact that Amy is supposed to be moving. And so Tammy was like, I'm ready for you to move. Really, I got this on my own. I take care of myself. I go where I want to go. And I don't need y'all mofos. So, of course, they always calling each other the itch word. And so they're going back and forth about that, and I thought that that was just boring and everything. So anyway, as I said, Tammy is excited because Jerry is on his way. Okay, Jerry lives in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, and she lives in Kentucky. So she said that Jerry got a couple of pit stops and stuff he got to make. But it's an 8-hour drive according to her, and he's like an hour away. Okay, so this is when the sun was up. Okay, so she said he was an hour away. She had her hair out. She had her little makeup on her face and everything. And she's excited that her boo boo, her thing, her heart throb, her man, you know what I'm saying, her snookums, you know what I'm saying, that he's on his way. And so we all have met Jerry before. We saw Jerry last season. I don't know why they trying to act like this the first time they ever seen the mofo. But they trying to act like, this is Jerry's first time being up in there. So anyway, Tammy is, sitting by the dock of the bay. Okay, it's an hour goes past and Jerry is not there. Okay, and then the next thing it's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hours later. The sun is basically going down, and Tammy is still sitting out on the porch waiting on Jerry because her whole life is, centered around, around Jerry at this point because Tammy doesn't really do anything else, allegedly, with her life. And so she's sitting there and she don't know where Jerry is. Jerry ain't called phone. He ain't phone home. He ain't sent a spark up in the air. He ain't did none of that stuff, right? And so, Jerry finally arrives and she's happy and giddy and she's smiling and everything, because she just, she happy her boo thing is there. So her boo thing comes on up in the up on the porch and everything, and she's sitting out there looking all cheesy and everything. And Tammy is basically head over heels in love with him. Let me check this out real quick, y'all. Hold on. Thank you so much. Anika for the $5 super chat. Hey, Auntie, your hair looks gorgeous. Love you in Delaware. Love you too, Anika. Thank you, boo. So, she's happy that he's there. She's happy she got a man. Tammy's got a man at home. Okay? He said he coming and he staying him a couple of days, right? He just, he has a thing for big women. So anyway, she's excited. Amy, she introduces, asks Jerry, is he ready to meet her sister? And he's like, yeah, guys, I guess I got to. And she, talking and dragging her sister for filth, as she usually does, because really she don't have no respect for Tammy. For Amy, she really don't care. So Amy comes out on the porch where, her man with her, okay? Half the time you don't even know if this mofo talking out, if he even has the ability to do so. Okay? But he comes on out there with her and she begins to, ask him questions. He ain't up for the interviewing, but he gotta meet these mofos. So he, so Amy asked him, how many kids he got. So he said, I got 6 kids. And Tammy was like, whoa, I ain't know that. Well, how in the hell you going to be talking about marriage and all of that kind of stuff if you don't know how many kids he got? You mean to tell me it took your sister to ask this motherfucker? So then they said, Amy was like, well, how many grandkids you got? He like, 1, 2, 5. I got 5 grandkids. So they was like, you don't even know how many grandkids you got, Jerry? And Jerry was like, no, no, hell no. Why would I be concerned about them? Hell, allegedly, I ain't even took care of my own kids. You know, that's just a joke. Okay, that's a joke, Jerry. So, he's not up for it. Jerry sits out on the porch and opens up a big, huge bag of candy. So, Amy pops off because, as we all know, she wants some of the candy. Tammy wants some of the candy. Her husband wants some of the candy. Everybody wants some of the candy. But the only person that's sitting around is as skinny as a Slim Jim is damn Jerry, right? So they all mad and they all offended and everything, you know what I'm saying? They all jealous hearted because none of them can eat any of the candy. And so, now all of a sudden they talk about, well, he can't give Tammy no candy. He an enabler. Bitch, he got a bag, okay? He got one of them, like, Target size, Walmart size bags. You just took the trash out and your sister had a hefty, hefty, hefty bag of candy wrappers. This bitch had a 30-gallon bag full of trash from candy. And you mad at Jerry, and Jerry now all of a sudden is enabling Tammy because he got a Target-sized bag of candy? And he got the daggone candy out the... Come on now, stop it. It's Halloween time. If you can't eat candy at any other time in your life, bitch, you gonna eat it at Halloween and Christmas and Easter because you want that Easter basket. But, there's certain times of the year when a bitch just eats candy. So now they mad and they talking about some, he don't understand that she just one Snicker bar away from dying. That's your fault. Y'all can't put the... Y'all, I got the pipe down. Because I did not like this episode. I did not like the fact that just because Tammy done brought this man up in here, now all of a sudden it's Tammy's fault. It's his fault. Jerry's fault. Jerry he just moseying on up to yonder. He just moseying on up to yonder to get him a little, well, not a little, but a big tap. That's all Jerry's looking for. He's just looking for a big tap. Why they got to be on Jerry like that? Why they got to make Jerry the scapegoat? Why they got to do that to Jerry? Like I couldn't get... Okay, so, Auntie, stay focused. So anyway, Jerry is excited to be there with Tammy and everything. And so Tammy, is elated and everything. And, she's feeling some kind of way about him and all. And so the next day we see Amy with her husband, and they are having a Skype doctor appointment. This is time for her to check in with Dr. Proctor about her weight. And so Dr. Proctor comes on screen, and Dr. Proctor asked Amy if she had a scale. And so she said, yes, he did. Yes, she does. And so he said, go get that mofo. So she goes and gets the scale, or at least her husband goes and gets the scale. And he said, the last time that I had talked to you, you were at 288 pounds. And so how many months are you now? And she said she's 7 months pregnant. And he said, okay, we'll get on the scale. So she gets on the scale and she weighs in at 290 pounds. And so she said that the doctors told her that her weight was good and that she was in a healthy range for her weight, and that the only one that was gaining weight was her and the baby. Girl, don't you ever tell that damn lie again. Ain't no way in the world that your baby it's got you weighing in at 288 or 290 pounds when you had lost more weight than that, okay, after you had your weight loss surgery. Stop telling that lie on that baby. What do you think that you getting ready to birth? A rhinoceros? All that weight that you've gained from the time that you had lost weight, you're going to sit up here and say to the doctor, girl, stop. Now, you may have lost, gained 2 pounds but since the time you went to Dr. Proctor, but that's because you was laying up in the hospital getting nothing but an IV fluid because you ate Chinese food. Stop it with the lies. But anyway, so Dr. Proctor was like, that's good. You've only gained 2 pounds and everything. And so he was like, how's Tammy? And she was like, well, Tammy ain't doing good. Tammy gained 50 pounds. He said, what? Are you kidding me? When did she gain the 2 pounds? Dr. Proctor, Dr. Proctor got woozy. So she was like, she gained the 2 pounds of the 50 pounds since she left it. She's weighing in at 240 some pounds. He was like, God dang. He said, so I need you to stay on track. It's Halloween and they decide that they're going to all go and get costumes from the costume store. Tammy indicated that, usually when she get costumes, they don't fit her and everything. She has to really order them off of Amazon. And when she orders them off of Amazon, she still has a problem with them. But they decide that, because Jerry is there, they're going to all go out and they're going to shop together and they're going to do what they do with the whoop whoop and the boo boo boo. And so we see Tammy getting into the van. And as I've told you all before, when Tammy starts waddling, as her sister said, them feet be like that. So we see her, getting in the van and everything, and she like, this her feet. This ain't her hands because her elbows. She be dragging herself by her elbows when she be getting up in that motherfucker. She be like, and the little feet be out and be out like that. I said, yeah. So, Jerry's standing out there, out there. This is the first time Jerry ever seen to get up and so Jerry's standing out that mofo like, oh, this what we doing? Oh, this. Jerry had that hood up on his head. He was ducking and hiding from the camera. Even when, let me tell you, even the producers disrespected Jerry. When Jerry sat out there and was jingling around in his bag, and he had his little candy and stuff, the producer gonna say, well, now you can't be doing that because we can't hear it. It's picking up in your mind. But they got all kinds of bags. They got all kinds of food. They got all kinds of forks and spoons and plates and big chafing plates full of food. And y'all don't say nothing to them. Y'all don't say nothing to them about all the stuff that they do, but then you gonna say something to Jerry because Jerry brought a bag of candy. Why everybody mad with Jerry? So she gets in the van and everything, and Amy's criticizing. It's a rough thing, it's a hard thing for my husband to push Tammy around. At least Jerry could say, can I lend you a hand? Jerry said, hell no. She over 600 pounds. You see me? I'm like a buck-09 what? I ain't pushing her around nowhere. I came to do some pushing, but not that kind of pushing. Jerry said, I ain't throwing my back out. I got 8 hours to drive back to Winston-Salem, North Carolina. And I know damn well you don't think that I'm going to be behind her pushing those 600 pounds worth of nothing. So, they, get her in the van and everything. They drive to the store. They get out at the store. And, Tammy is, trying to prove a point to Jerry. But she said, this is Jerry. I ain't Jerry's first, I'm not Jerry's first rodeo. He's been with other bigger women before. Like, I was like, what? What? So this ain't the first time that Jerry's seen a big girl. And he's, according to Tammy, he's used to seeing this now. Girl. So anyway, they get to the store and everything. Tammy gets out. They got the wheelchair sitting to the side and everything. She gets out. And she decides that she's going to walk inside of the store in front of Jerry. She wants to show off. And so shortly thereafter, they got that wheelchair and they get the roller. So the lady was like, hi, how y'all doing? Can I help you? And they were like, sure, we're looking for Halloween costumes for plus size. The lady took them young all the way to the back of the store. Young, she took them just about in the alley. They was basically doing sidewalk shopping. They was like, all of our the big girl sizes that y'all need is in the way in the back of the store. So he had to go through door after door after door after door after door. He is pushing that daggone, oh my God. He was pushing that wheelchair. So Jerry was pushing that wheelchair from threshold to threshold, but he finally got to the last threshold, and he was like, and Tammy was up in that door like, I said, Tammy, you ain't the one pushing the daggone wheel. She said, I hate when people don't make their door frames big enough for plus size wheelchairs. Don't nobody do that, y'all. This is an old store in Kentucky. So, he pushing her and pushing her. He had to ended up just turning the wheelchair around, just drag that joint through the threshold. He couldn't get the joint through the door frame because she, like Amy said, she's 600 plus pounds of dead weight. She said, plus we ain't even talking about how much the wheelchair weigh. So they get her in the back and everything, and they find a 6X costume for her, which is the bat. That's all the lady had. She said, I don't have you ain't going to be able to be a sexy nurse. You ain't going to be able to let it go. You ain't going to be able to be princess. You're not going to be able to be a wicked witch. You're not going to be able to be Cinderella. You're not going to be able to be any Disney character. You can't be a Pixar character. You ain't going to be able to spank nobody's ass. You're not going to be. Thank you so much, y'all, for the super chat. You ain't going to be able to do none of that. You just going to get to be a bat. Because, the bat's wings and everything expanded. So we got a bat costume for you. Why, Amy turns around because she'd have lost a little bit of weight, and she at least get to be, a nurse, a nurse's aide. She don't get to be no RPN, no registered nurse or LPN. She just gets to be a nurse's aide. Matter of fact, I think she was a candy stripe. She no degree type nurse, you know what I'm saying? She's just like a candy striper, you know what I'm saying? That just come and work, 1 or 2 hours, during the day. They said that we got this kind of costume for you, but we Auntie, you did that wrong. You dead wrong for that, Auntie. So anyway, they get the costume and they tell the men that they got to get one to match them. So it wasn't nothing else in there for Jerry. Jerry couldn't be like a tree or nothing. I guess he probably could have been, that the bat was hanging off of. But Jerry said, I don't want to be no tree, and he said, and I sure ain't big enough to be a cave for the bat. So I'm just going to go ahead on to be a vampire. So, Amy husband, he decides that he going to be Fonzie. So, they get their little stuff and everything and they leave out. And I'm just like, what, this is really, this is a sad situation. I know we come out here and we just get our little giggles and stuff like that. So I hope nobody takes it serious, This is just for the gag of it all. But it's just it's a sad situation. So, they go back home and they decide that they're going to do a little competition for their subscribers. And so Jerry is there, and Jerry is sitting in that handicap chair. You know them chairs that you sit in when you you use it to push yourself in. It got brakes and stuff on it, right? But then it got a seat for when you get tired, so you can sit in it. Jerry sat in that joint the whole time he was there. Every time we saw Jerry, Jerry was in that wheelchair. He was in that scooter chair. I don't know what you call it. Y'all know what it is. Put it there, a walker. Yes, he was in a walker. He was sitting up in a walker the whole entire episode. I said, damn, why is Jerry in the walker? Let me say thank you for the super chat. I'm sorry. Thank you so much, She Crab, for the $20 super chat. She need a 9X Panda costume. Love you, Auntie. You looking gorgeous. Thank you, boo. I ain't feel like doing a whole lot, right? I just put on a nude that came off. For some reason, the nude is coming off as purple. And I just got, a little bit of troop. And, and threw my little hat on, okay? And I'm calling it a damn night. Um, but thank you, sweetie. And thank you to the other person that sent the super chat as well. Thank you so much. So anyway, they decide that they're going to do a competition. And so Jerry was like, they say they're YouTubers, but they was doing dumb stuff. They was spinning the wheel and everything was a trick. And it was just, it was like, okay, so Amy had to put on fake teeth and eat marshmallows with it. And Tammy had to try to pick up some stuff with just dumb stuff. So Jerry was like, this how they make their money off YouTube. He was like, they like little kids. Now, Tammy is going around telling the whole family that she's made a decision that the two of them going to get married. So she trusts him, but they don't trust him. They don't like Jerry because they feel like Jerry has caused her to be 600 some odd pounds. And so, the other sister, Misty, is coming over because this is going to be Misty's first time meeting him. Bull. But anyway, so Misty comes for the little Halloween thing because they all going to go out on a hayride. And so Misty comes over and, she, wants to meet Jerry. So she was like, hey, Jerry, how you doing? Jerry was like, hey, how you doing? And so she was like, she asked Jerry something. Jerry just sat there. Then she go sit out in the backyard and say, I don't trust him. I don't trust quiet people. I'm hoping that he realizes that that Tammy needs to lose weight. Bitch, you think he don't know that she needs to lose weight? But why she got to be on this strict diet because he did? Why all of a sudden? Like, I just was like, okay, I don't want to be feeling some kind of way about these people. Because when she said, I don't like quiet people, I was like, i.e. what now? So you don't like quiet people, but in other words, you don't like what kind of people? I just was picking up something here. Now, I could absolutely be wrong, and I could be a little sensitive, but I'm going to tell you, I ain't like the sister. The sister, they go on the hayride, they could barely get Tammy up on the ride, young. They barely could, and it was a good thing it was a heavy-duty tractor. Because when they tried to push her up that ramp and on that thing, Mike was like, on 3, bitch. 1, 2. Stand back, everybody. 3. This mofo had smoke coming out the back of his shoes. He was trying to dig into that ground to get that wheelchair to move on top of that grass. And you every bit of 640. That mofo was pushing 700 pounds. And then Amy, she feeling sorry for her husband. And that's when, she going to say something about Jerry. Jerry said, I'm not doing it. Jerry said, I don't have the will, nor the willpower, nor the strength to push her up that ramp. He said, I'm going to go ahead on and see Mike do it. He said, y'all been doing it before I got here. Now I'm here on a vacation. And now y'all want me to be the one that to be pushing Tammy around? I like her and everything. Because here's the kicker. The morning that he woke up, he would talk about he got the good. And he said, and it was good. He said that joint was like that. I was like, how in the hell does Tammy have a boyfriend looking like that, and Auntie can't get a boyfriend looking like this? What am I doing wrong? What am I doing? Should I be gaining weight? Should I just let myself go? Well, I can't get a man. What's wrong with me? I said, just stand there kind of making me feel a little ways. Because I'm like, damn, this what we doing? It's like that? I was like, okay. Ain't no need of me getting in my feelings. You just looking at it to review it, right, Auntie? So keep it pushing. So anyway, they get on the hayride and everything, and they getting scared. At the end of the hayride, they make a decision that, they going to go and sit down and everything. Jerry finally tries to help pull her back off of it. They get to the table and they, ask them what kind of food options did they want. Tammy said she wanted something healthy, and so they chose chili over hot dogs and nachos. But okay. So Jerry is eating his chili, and they was like, Dad, you eating like you eating for two people. And Tammy, and then Amy was like, well, he got that metabolism. He don't need to lose no weight, but Tammy sure do. Okay, again, we ragging on Jerry because Jerry's skinny. We ragging on Jerry because Jerry can eat more than two scoops of chili and not get fat. We mad at Jerry because Jerry can get a cup and a hot dog and some tater chips and a soda and a dessert on the side. So now this what we doing. We mad at Jerry because Jerry has not abused his body and up to the point where he's at 646 pounds. So now this Jerry fault? This not Jerry's fault. And Jerry didn't enable her. I don't care if Jerry had given her the whole bag. Dr. Proctor had told Amy when Amy was talking about how much weight that Tammy had gained, Dr. Proctor straight told Amy, somebody's bringing her the food. She gonna sit up there and say, well, we cleaned out the refrigerator. We threw everything out the refrigerator. When? Which refrigerator? The one in the front, the middle, or the back? Which refrigerator? Because there's no way in the world that a bag of candy, even though it was a 30-gallon bag of candy, there's no way in the world that a bag of candy caused her to gain 50 pounds. That's some show enough chitlin eating, young. Like young, you eating the whole hog. You eating pig lips, pig ears. You eating the snout. You eating the intestines. You eating the ribs. You eating the back of that joint. You eating the neck. You eating the chest. Like you making bacon, ham, pork chops. Like you done ate the whole ham. You done made some pork ribs. Candy ain't gonna make you gain 50 pounds in 30 days. Even though it was a 30-gallon bag of it, it's not gonna make you do it. And here it is. Amy keeps saying she ain't got but 5 more years. She don't have but 4 more years. Y'all knew that years ago. This ain't just happened, Captain. Don't make this about Jerry. I felt like Jerry got picked on. They gonna say, what's your intention towards her? Jerry said, I don't know what the hell my intentions is. The way y'all talking, I ain't got but a couple of months to even make a decision. Now Tammy told him, oh, she got a secret. Amy asked her, was you up front with Jerry about your secret? No, I guess I'm gonna be. How you gonna be big and fat, can't do anything for yourself, and bitch, you got a secret? You got a man and you got the nerve to have a secret. You should be upfront and close and honest about everything that's going on in your life. How? Maybe I'm missing it. Maybe y'all missing it. Somebody's wrong. Somebody's dead wrong in this situation. Somebody did wrong in this situation. But you can't make this about Jerry. They did not want to trust or like Jerry. The sister says she feeling some kind of way about her meeting him online. It ain't none of your business, young Tammy grown. Tammy been talking to this mofo and she rocked his world that night. How in the world you gonna make this about Jerry? Tammy keep telling them I'm grown and I'm sneaky, y'all. I may be fat, but I'm sneaky. She said we having all kinds of conversations and relations. And Jerry seemed pleased. They should be happy that she got somebody. They keep complaining about her and saying how much of a burden she is and that they don't want to take care of her and that, she's killing herself. Well, let her be happy with Jerry. Let her live her best damn life while she got her best damn life to live. Thank you so much, Ray Della, for the 1999 super chat. Auntie out here spitting the truth. I'm sorry. Thank you, Ray Della, for the super chat. I'm just saying. Let her go ahead on to marry the man, be with the man. Love you too, Connie. Okay. A. Hamilton said, let Jerry get his dusty 15 minutes of fame. Hey, Josie. I'm just saying. Like, these mofos is crazy is all get out. Let her be happy. I don't think that she really is going to be able to find true happiness. Okay, but I'm just saying. I mean, Tammy got a man at home. And he's staying for quite some time now. He ain't pushing her around, but he around. He pushing her around. He just pushing her around in a different kind of way. And I know that's tiring. Now, I ain't going to get nasty or nothing like that. But y'all know that pushing he doing is tiring. He kind of huffing and puffing and blowing that big old house down. See, Auntie, you out of control. It's you know what? It's time for you to end. Thank you so much, Sheila Jackson, for the 1999 super chat. That's right. And then she talking about she's going on a date with him, and the sister was like, how you going to go out on a date with him? You can't, move yourself around. She was like, I could just go head on and walk. Tammy, you not walking, boo. You walking a couple of... And it's understandable if you got that much weight on your joints. I remember when I was at my heaviest, and I ain't even going to say what that is, okay? But my knees was popping and... Okay, my knees was the original hip hop, okay? Knees was popping, hips was whopping, back hurting, okay? I know what it is to be, a little thick. And it does weigh down on your body. It weighs your body down when you have weight on it. And when you start, okay, it's real, ain't it, Tracy Craig? It's real. Okay? You be feeling that stuff. You are the original OG of hip hop. Okay? Hip hop and knees knocking. Okay? Your body takes that weight, that too much weight on, it's going to start breaking down on that itis. And you're going to be walking like, oh, ain't getting up like that. I mean, one time I was eating, my daughter was like, damn, Mom, why you breathing like that? I didn't even know I was breathing. I was like, oh, I was breathing? I was scarfing that food down. Now I can't scarf food down. You know what I'm saying? So I know the struggle. I know the struggle of being a big, heavy girl. I know the struggles of wearing a size 24 and just about almost into a size 26. I know the struggle. And that's why I can see it and review it and get a good kiki out of it and try to make it digestible through humor. Because I know not that size, but the size for my body frame. I know what that's like. Now I ain't seen a 24 and it's been years, but I do remember wearing a size 24 clothes. And now that I'm light years away from that. But it's still a struggle every day to make the right food choices. It's a struggle every day to not be wanting that sody pop all day, because y'all know they like their sody pop. It's a struggle all the way around. So I can relate to making those decisions, and I can tell you right now, a bag of candy is not going to push her up 50 pounds. Everybody around her is enabling, and as soon as a new mofo come in, they want to make this about the new mofo. This not about the new mofo. This is about y'all. Even when we look at my 600-pound life and we look at the lives of these people, these families have been enabling this behavior for years. It doesn't happen overnight. And sometimes we want to use food as a replacement for not dealing with other things. Even your family members. So they can't make this about Jerry. If I had to give this episode a rating, I would give it an F because I didn't appreciate how Jerry was treated. This is the end of my review. Thank you all so much for being here, all 571 of you all. I really do appreciate you all being in the chat and being engaged. I love you all to pieces. If you have not already hit that subscribe button, go ahead on and hit it. And once you hit that subscribe button, push that notification bell and check. I want to see all of Auntie's videos. Okay, every time she go live, I want to go live with her. I love you all. Thank you so much to Mary and to Josie for always keeping the room safe. Thank you to everybody who was super chat, especially the young lady that I missed. I apologize. I don't know if it was a young lady or a gentleman. I apologize for missing it. I love you all. Be good and be